This will be a short one.
Yeah.
this is how
Everything
it goes.
Sam does is short. We all know
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
I'm very brevity is a talent of mine.
Yeah. Well, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, it's that's not this one. That's not this one. This one doesn't have a good tagline. 2 and 4 have pretty good taglines. This one doesn't. So let's just get into it. As you know, I don't know how to start the podcast, so it'll be whatever we keep it that or something along the lines of what would relate to the movies. My name is Ben Holt, and it's a podcast where my friends and I get to fill in our movie blind spots. Each week, we'll pick a film that either I or a guest hasn't seen before and really should have by now. This whole month, that is debatable, but it is the 50th anniversary of the release of the classic film Jaws. The original film competed for Oscars by Jaws 3D. They're competing with Amityville Horror 3D and Friday the 13th Part 3D for absolute schlock and kitsch. And honestly, it's pretty fun. So this week is Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D if you saw it in theaters back in 1983. A movie that as you're watching, you're seeing the special effects and thinking to yourself, all of the Star Wars movies were out by now. Why does this look like this? This was made by Universal Studios. Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, my guest this week, left to right across your podcast aisle, we got Sam.
No grenades.
The famous line uttered by Louis Gossett Jr., who 3 months before this film was released won Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Awards for An Officer and a Gentleman. He was nominated, but I don't believe he won a Golden Raspberry for this one, but he was a Razzie nominee for his role in this film.
Well, joining the illustrious people who have won both an Oscar and a Razzie, or at least nommed for both, so. Not bad company for Lou Goss. I probably should have gone with you're talking about some damn shark's mother, but the delivery is done in Lou Gossett Jr.'s voice, which I shouldn't try to imitate. So I didn't think it was going to land.
I don't do a lot of research in this, but this movie just brings up so many questions. And if you're he doesn't seem like he's in a great place. His quotes about this movie are like, yeah, I made the character Creole. I just thought, I don't know why. It's just something. It's something. It was originally a smaller part. They expanded it to get him to sign on, all that stuff. But
by the end of it, I assumed we were going to get, I almost felt like this podcast was just going to be a red letter media level. Like, why did they do that? Why did Lou Gossett Jr. just grab the woman and swim? Why did they never show him again? Did they live? Are they dead? It's just... There were so many choices. Why did the shark just slowly go into the glass while everyone started screaming?
This is one of those movies where it's like, okay, this is actually how I thought this month was going to go. Jaws 2 is better than this movie. However, Jaws 2 is fine. It's like a C. This movie is not a movie and is more fun to think about and talk about. So I'm excited to have this opportunity to do so. But to, I don't know, keep the format intact a little bit, I guess. Have you seen anything good recently? Or watched or played anything good recently?
Yeah, we've watched a lot of movies, and I'm backlogged on Letterboxd by I don't know, 6 movies by this point that I probably have to catch up on because I keep forgetting to do it. But yeah, we've watched some stuff. We rewatched Dodgeball for the first time.
Wow.
And I rewatched it for the first time in for I don't know, 10 years. And yeah, it's still what it is. I'd say it's still, it's still good. It comes with the regular it's 2004, whatever it was, whatever year it was, there's going to be some groaners in there. But I don't think we talked about we did a double feature night of Tucker and Dale versus Evil and Shaun of the Dead, which was really night. That was a really good night, and I had never seen Tucker and Dale, and that is a really good movie. It's a lot of really good scenes of I don't know, I explain for the viewers in case they haven't seen it. It's 2 hillbilly characters that are trying to just have a nice night in a car, or have a nice week in a cabin. They bought a vacation home, but it's this really creepy cabin in the woods, and they're really creepy looking hillbillies, don't really realize it. And there's a bunch of city kids in the woods trying to camp, and they're accidentally slashing all of them, or like the kids are basically killing themselves, but in ways that make it seem like the hillbillies are doing it. And it's very funny. Like there's a line, like Alan Tudyk's one of them. I think they have a line where it's like this, like the kids just killing us or killing each other or something, something like that. Like they're running
A lot
like
of
one of them gets
Tudyk lately for you between
yeah, a lot of
dodgeball and that.
and he was on the Comedy Bang Bang. I started listening to Comedy Bang Bang again,
Oh,
and he's in
well,
Comedy Bang Bang this week. Like, yeah, all the Tudyk. It's like
yeah.
Disney Animation Studios over here.
Yep. He's the token white guy in every movie you watch.
Yep, Scott Ackerman burns him on that one, where he's like, "Yeah, you're the guy that they're like, go, we gotta get Alan in here, and he can't voice one of the characters, so he has to voice an animal, make him a rooster." But yeah, and I played. Speaking of voice acting, me and Brie are getting through Date Everything, which is a game that's kind of having a moment right now. It's if you haven't heard of it, it's a like dating sim slash kind of comedy game. Like it's hard to explain, but it's like made by some famous voice actors. And the whole point of the game is that you have glasses that are voiced by everything in your house has like a personification that you can date. It's very silly. The glasses that allow this to happen are voiced by Felicia Day. They have like it's just like you can just watch clips of it on like if it's like something that isn't like like your shit, like feel free to like just watch it. It's not like an adult game, it's just kind of a silly, like I wouldn't have kids play it, but like there's no like active like sex stuff happening on screen. But like basically like if you can sit here thinking of a voice actor, like 80 to 90% of like the major voice actors are in there.
To say, if I'm looking at the cast list now, it's like if you've ever seen a voice actor play D&D on camera,
yes, for
it
sure.
seems like they're in this.
Every Critical Role person's in there. A lot of Dimension 20 people are in there.
And also Dante Basco, who we just mentioned.
We were just talking about in the Avatar. Yeah, a lot of Avatar people. I think like while we've been looking at it, I think like the only ones I've thought of that I don't think are in it. I know I looked up Tara Strong. She's not in it.
Right.
And we haven't come across Nolan North yet, so he might not be in it either. But I don't know. But yeah, it's fun. A lot of dumb shit.
Fun.
And yeah, I think that's most of what I have. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but if you wanna go.
I saw the new movie from Celine Song, who made Past Lives a couple years ago, called The Materialists.
How's that?
It was pretty good. I loved Past Lives. That was like a 5 out of 5 for me. I have a lot of I don't know. This one it's trying to subvert a lot of things. I don't know. It's weird. It's sort of marketed as a rom-com, but it's not really that comedic. It's not like really trying to be. There's not jokes in it. Some of it's witty and it's written really well, but I don't know. There's really good actors in Past Lives, and maybe the material's just as good, but now it's being delivered by Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans, and I don't know. No offense to those folks. It's just like you've gone from basically not that famous people who are just amazing actors who are delivering the shit out of super written lines to, here's these people. Here's Dakota Johnson as the emotional fulcrum that you kind of have to root for and believe that she's going through a thing.
Yeah. Celine's Song is like our age, right? She's not like...
Yeah, it's awful. She's in her 30s, I think.
But I more mean like sometimes I think like, oh, if you're I was actually going the opposite way. Like if you're young and trying to make it, like your next thought might be like, oh, like I gotta bump it up. I gotta do, and maybe that's still what's happening now. But yeah, you don't have to do that. Do you ever do that thing? I don't want to go on a whole thing. Do you ever do that thing? Like we could do it with this movie, surely, where you like look at someone in like a movie and you're like, oh, they're 2 years younger than, like, it could be like from 1980. Like the whole world was different, and you're like, Oh man, like this guy, like the one that always kills me is Laura Dern in Jurassic Park's like 24.
Yeah.
It's like absurd. She looks like she's got a more no offense to Laura Dern, just like it's just the 90s and the hairstyle and stuff. It's like it looks like she's got a mortgage, she's got a whole career, and she's just
Yeah.
chilling at 24. Just
Have you ever done that with Dennis Quaid in Jaws 3D?
I have recently. He
He's
wasn't.
he's
He's like
he's in his
29.
20s. He's
Yeah.
he's I think 29 when this is released, and he's the head engineer of SeaWorld Orlando.
Feels like they should have got an older guy.
It feels like they could have gotten an older guy for that. Yeah. What a weird movie. I'm really excited to talk about it. This is not an original thought. If you Google anything about Jaws 3D, the first thing you'll see is the terrible 3D, the shark moving really slowly towards the camera and what is ostensibly the action climax of the film, where it breaks through that glass.
I had somehow never seen that.
Yeah.
I had only seen one.
I mean,
before,
it's pretty obscure, but that's the thing that gets pulled out of, like, here's an example of terrible horror 3D sequels in the 80s. That's one of the things in, like, part of the montage sometimes, but it's not that prominent, I'd say. What was the one you'd seen before?
I had actually seen the it's like the jump scare where they like cut to the skeleton, like they're literally just kind of like trudging along with nothing, and then it smash cuts with a cord to a skeleton. And it was funny because I was like looking at my phone when it came up, so it didn't actually like get me. And then after the fact, I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot." I had watched like, some Watch Mojo level like clip thing that was like, biggest jump scares in movies that like aren't like you wouldn't expect, like just.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, this can be informative and fun because I don't want to be watching a random." And this was like very high on their list because I guess it like, I mean, if you think about it, there's no reason for there to be a jump scare there. So like if you are like in a theater paying attention, like it is. I mean, it didn't get me because I wasn't looking, so I can't speak to it. But I don't know.
I think the operative way you just described it is trudging along with nothing, and then then the thing happens. There's a lot in this movie where it's just like, no one's doing anything.
This day and age, I assume at that point most people would be looking at their phones because it's literally like a bad 3D submersible that no one has 3D glasses for, so no one cares, is like floating along in like the worst green screen, looking thing. So like you have no, and like Dennis Quaid's just kind of like, we're going towards the ship. Like it's not
the thick chroma key outlines on the things when it switches to like, oh, this part was 3D, or like, yep, that looks bad. Some of this movie looks like a movie, and so when that stuff happens, it's like, wow, yikes. Before we get there, I guess I should say I had seen this film before for some reason back when like TV and broadcast cable was a thing. I remember seeing both this and Jaws 4: The Revenge in similar fashion, which was just like, it was sort of just on, and it was one of those things like, this isn't exactly pre-internet, but not like just going down Wikipedia rabbit holes, just being like, there's a Jaws 3, what the hell? And then like watching it for a bit and going like, what, this is bizarre. And that's how I ended up seeing both Jaws 3 and 4 as a child. I don't know, this movie's rated PG, so who cares?
I
hadn't seen it before?
No, I hadn't seen it all. It's funny because you talk about that. I was talking to Brie about how I don't know if I've actually sat down and watched Jaws start to finish, because most of my, like, we just talking about it, like the weird thing about like I would say like 2010 at the latest, maybe 05, like media is like a lot of stuff, and kids aren't going to have this anymore. A lot of stuff you just kind of saw by osmosis because like your parents just had it on, or you were like flipping channels and something seemed interesting. And I don't think that art being lost is worth, it's, oh my god, how, like who cares? Like it's going to be the same thing now of kids that just watch movies through like 9 Watch Mojo or whatever that site is, clips that do like the 1 out of 9 clip, and then it ends with that horrible jingle for like 20 seconds. But like, it's like that for me with Jaws, where it's like, I think you were talking about, not on one of the other episodes we were on, that like the beginning of Jaws takes a while for you to even get in the boat. Like they're not even in the boat for a while, and I don't remember anything pre-boat.
First hour of the movie is pre-boat.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from Jaws, other than like the opening scene, which I have seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I have an entire hour of Jaws that's just gone from my memory. I remember it, or at least I think I remember most of the boat stuff. But
Yeah. I think most of the boat stuff has been chopped up and, like, I don't want to say regurgitated, but I guess it makes sense for a shark movie, as like some clip show list, AFI top whatever list you've seen has pulled out pretty much every moment from the second half of Jaws as like a top something that's happened in movies.
Yeah.
Whereas the first half of the movie is just like a really good tightening of the screws, tension building, sort of political commentary type thing about economics and small town mayors and neighbors and stuff. It's really good. It's the 50th anniversary. You should check it out. But that sets up a really good. However, in this movie, X happens versus in this good movie, that happens. How do you feel about giving us a 1 minute plot summary?
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, I can give it a shot.
Yeah, we're rusty.
Yeah. All right, start the clock. I think Dennis Quaid is like, what is it? It's like Roy Scheider's kid. I don't remember. It's something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're working at SeaWorld, and it's just basically a whole SeaWorld ad. But besides the point of that, they're working at SeaWorld. A shark and a baby shark get into a like closed area, like the lagoon, as it's called, and yeah, kills a bunch of people. But like slow, and at first they don't realize it, and there's just a guy missing, and his wife's mad that he's drunk somewhere, but he's not. He's dead underwater, and they find him, and there's a bunch of weird British guys trying to kill sharks, and Lou Gossett Jr. is there. I mean, I'm barely making a worse job than the actual plot of this movie. But yeah, the basics. It's in the lagoon of SeaWorld. There's a lot of people. There's some people that get trapped underwater in glass because, one thing about Jaws, he's going to go for the glass every time, and he does. It knocks out the glass. He eats one of the British guys. He tries to grenade him. He eats him like whole. It's a really weird scene. And Dennis Quaid later finds his grenade hand from being eaten whole in the shark's mouth when he's underwater with the shark, and pulls the pin with like a weird stick, and the shark blows up, and that's basically the whole movie.
Yeah, pulling the pin on the grenade, I didn't expect to be Chekhov's pin in the grenade, but
yeah, they bring it up earlier.
They bring it up early, they bring it up often, and it actually is part of the climax of the film. So
yeah, I don't want to like jump.
Actually, it's
ahead.
good.
Yeah, but so they obviously do the show not tell. Like I have a grenade. They do a good minute or two with the grenades, because he's like, we got grenades, and then the main trainer girl that's Dennis Quaid's love interest is like, no, I don't, not here. And then Lou Gossett Jr. does the very dramatic no grenades line. And then later, like this is 60 minutes later, he tries to bap the shark with like a stick, and Jaws just like eats it or something, and then he tries to hit it with like his air canister, I think, and then the shark just eats him. So it's like weird. I went back and watched the scene like 4 times because I couldn't tell what was going on.
It's confusing. The last half of the last 40-ish minutes of the movie, all the action takes place in grayscale.
Yeah, underwater,
and it's impossible to see.
Where like they make the hilarious choice where no one can talk because it's underwater, which makes sense, but they can all make noises like they're above water with their mouths full, like because like everyone's like, roar! It's like that's not what speech sound like. You can go underwater and scream a word at someone across from you, and maybe they understand it, but it's definitely dicey. It doesn't sound the way.
Yeah,
but yeah, it looks like he gets like his flipper bit, but somehow Jaws like uses that to like launch his entire body into his mouth without biting him. And then
he just sort of gets him in his mouth. Yeah,
and then like for an agonizing minute, it's just kind of like a shot from inside the, like Jaws's mouth of the guy just being like, oh.
Yeah, he keeps going, oh no,
yeah. and he dies, and then like that was the other thing. I couldn't figure out what killed him, Because like eventually he just does like and then like blood's everywhere, and I'm like, he's nowhere near Jaws' teeth. Like maybe
No, nothing has changed in his positioning from when he
maybe the
wasn't belly there.
throat of Jaws, like crushed his lip. I don't, or snapped a leg or something. But all this to say, I was reading the Wikipedia afterwards, because I was a little thrown off by like I was afraid I hadn't like paid enough attention and I might have missed something. And they're like, "Oh, he tried to pull the grenade." I was like, "I watched that specific scene 3 times. I not once saw the grenade. I didn't see the grenade until he was holding it in the mouth, which they obviously blatantly show later."
Yes. The random manservant / partner later on when he's like, "I'll pull the pin, Philip."
Yeah, he's like
and
has a
then
weird,
when he's
emotional.
saying that, when he's saying that, I'm thinking to myself like, "Oh, did he have a grenade?" And then and later on, oh no, the whole reason he's down there is because of the grenade. I don't know. It brings up quite a few questions. Yeah, and like not to skip ahead, but so I have a few things about this film that are absolutely confounding.
Yep.
The bigger one is an external factor, so we'll get to that second. But the main one is like this is not a Jaws film; it's a SeaWorld commercial.
Yeah.
In Jaws, they're on an island, and it depends on like island summer tourism. And if that doesn't work out, then there's no money. The economy is going to go bust in this town, and there's all these small town politics, and then it becomes this sort of personal vendetta that one of these characters has. There's a shark expert on the team. There's the guy who's afraid of water on the team, and they go out and they have like their time out, isolation, man versus wild, man versus himself, all that stuff. This takes place in Florida. You can just not go to SeaWorld.
Yep.
And you're fine.
Yep.
And that's like, so the tension as this is happening, as like, so the movie has a number of issues, one of which is like, the characters don't know there's a very big shark until the second half of the movie, but you're watching a Jaws movie.
Yep.
And you're just waiting for Jaws to show up.
Yep.
Before Jaws shows up, Jaws doesn't do that much stuff that like a normal shark couldn't do. There's hints of like there's a big shark around, but like a couple guys die, maybe.
Yeah. It's like 3 guys, I think.
Yeah. And like no one's that upset about it, because of the other weird part about this is that for a movie that has as much product placement as Josie and the Pussycats, it is, and this is the part that is not an original thought. So the thought I had started, if you Google Jaws 3D, it'll mention the terrible 3D that shot the Jaws coming at the glass and then breaking it. It looks terrible. And the other thing it'll mention is that this is way ahead of the curve. This is a couple decades before Blackfish, and it's like, this is set at SeaWorld explicitly. It's not filmed at SeaWorld, but called something else. It says SeaWorld everywhere. You see people in Shamu costumes welcoming people to the park. It's about them opening this big new exhibit. And it is explicitly about SeaWorld has terrible business practices.
Yep.
They let their employees die. And if you go there, you're going to die too.
Yep.
And it's completely unsafe. It's run like absolutely like nonsense. And then like the stakes get too high for SeaWorld, where they have a bunch of people trapped in Sea Lab 2029.
Yeah. It's really
like there's like one ambulance comes to help. And it's like, no, the government would be involved at this point. There's like 40 people trapped in this thing.
If Titanic, like if the Great White Star, the White Star Line, or it's like if the White Star Line would still like making boats, like it was like Norwegian cruises, and they just made Titanic, and White Star's like, yeah, sign up on it. Sounds great. People are gonna know about us.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's like inside the movie, the stakes are never where they're supposed to be because it's SeaWorld. This is pre Anheuser-Busch purchasing the SeaWorld brand. So they don't have like rides yet. They have like bumper boats. And part of SeaWorld Orlando, I guess, is like an active beach. But no one's in far enough for that Jaws to get them ever. Aside from the water skiers. And it's sort of like, well, they work there. I don't feel like, and that sucks. but none of them get eaten either.
No.
It's really weird. Eventually, like Lou Gossett's on the phone with, I don't know, the governor, and he's like, "Oh yeah, 7 people got injured at the beach." It's like, yeah, they got injured. Yeah. And the mechanism for getting them off the beach was Dennis Quaid had to personally ask each person to come in from the water.
Yep. And then
Eventually,
like swim out a little bit.
yeah, eventually, and like get on a bullhorn and ask people to come in, and like so the stakes are like pretty low. It's not like you don't see the ramifications decimating the entire personality of a town and a community.
No.
It's just fucking
They barely
SeaWorld.
linger on the people that are trapped underwater in the tunnel. Like they have like the one scene, so like the water starts going down, and then like the guide or like the staff member has like a very smart, very progressive line of like, "Hey, don't everyone rush out, no one trample me," like it's fine. I thought that character, like, it might have actually worked at SeaWorld. like it seemed like she was just actually a staff member that just wanted to sign credit. But yeah, they had like this real emotion. You could tell the people were like actively very happy. Like, I don't know if they actually just trapped a bunch of people down there for like 3 hours, but like some of the best acting in the movie was in that scene of people that just looked very happy to be getting out. Maybe a little overacting for extras, but still. But then that immediately cuts to the glass scene. That is the one scene right before the glass. Like, you don't even have enough time to breathe on that like tension release.
The movie ultimately, so in the Jaws 2 episode, you haven't listened to it yet because it was released at the correct time, and so only a few people have heard it so far. They're the right people, the people who were on it. It hasn't been released yet as we're recording this, whatever. I mentioned that because there's not a lot on Jaws 2, and I just like to watch something in the background as I'm like setting up about the thing. So I ended up watching the CinemaSins on Jaws 2, and I hate CinemaSins. It's stupid. It splits hairs. It's too whatever. Just like it's a movie. Give it a break. This movie forces you to be in that mindset.
Yeah.
Because it's explaining how the undersea kingdom. So ostensibly they're opening the undersea kingdom, and I demerit for your 1 minute plot summary. You never once mentioned the Spanish galleon.
Yep.
The Spanish galleon, which is mentioned 50 times in this movie. It's never clear what the fuck's going on at the Spanish galleon. I guess it's fine at the end. But they show the whole diorama, and it has like, you go down this elevator, and then there's these spokes of like things, and it connects to the control center, and you're like, wait, so that part's just behind the scenes, but do people have to go through that to get to the other attractions? Like, why would you put your control center underwater?
Yep.
And then the whole second half of the movie is really in your face, begging you to forget that they chose to put the control center underwater.
Yep.
Because again, like, you're in a theme park. You're not on a small island. You're not on a boat. Just get out of just go. Just don't be in the water. And then it's like, no, we got to go down to the control center. And like people are leaving via hatches. Like they're in the fucking abyss.
Yep.
And it's like, just leave. Just don't be down there. You don't have to be down there. And it's like, they're not helping. They're in the control center, and like, people are like, okay, we're going to hit this button and trap all those people. And tomorrow morning, we're going to hit the other button and we're going to untrap all those people. But they don't do no solutions come from that room underwater. It's so stupid.
Yeah. It's like they only put them down there for the horrendous payoff of one of the worst scenes in movie history. Like,
yes, exactly. And then when the glass breaks from Jaws' face, you're like, was that glass 40 feet tall in this small room?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not worth like saving everything in the plot order, but like 3 things about that scene. 1, hilarious that they're just screaming in slow motion. Like the sharks coming at them at, what would you say, 10 miles an hour? Like,
and Austin Powers bulldozer speed.
A Bob's Burger, Tina, you're kind of going towards the one car in the parking lot level speed. Like, it is a comically slow moving shark.
And Louis Gossett Jr. is the sweatiest you've ever seen a human person.
And they cut to all of them looking horrified, and then they all scream in slow motion, like, no! And then it's just the shark continuously moving. I don't even know if the shark's moving. I think it might just be concept art that's being like moused over towards the glass, and then they like the glass breaks for what is clearly like a 3D, like, oh, we're gonna throw the glass towards the viewers, which like fine, but like again, like you like Star Wars parody level, like you built this whole control center. It's like we're gonna put a giant plate of glass. Oh, is it gonna be like really like hard plex? It's like no, it's gonna be the easiest. Like literally a pin falling on this thing. It's gonna slam it open and kill everybody. Like it's just and then the shark's like in it, but the shark's too big to get in it. So the shark breaks the glass and it's like what, a fourth at best? Like a fourth of the size of the glass? And then when they show the outside shot, it's somehow like 3 times the size of the entire room.
Yeah, it has like cat's level sizing inconsistency.
Yes.
In with these sharks. And so everyone's slow motion reaction shots are terrible. Earlier in the film, every time they show one of the sharks, they speed up the footage, and it looks very dumb then too. They just shouldn't do any speed ramping, or they should have Guy Ritchie remake this.
Yep. Wait, that kind of hit me in waves. Jason Statham just like
yeah, Jason Statham's in the the Meg, so it works. He has remade this film, in fact.
Jason Statham's like the 2 British guys going down in the water.
Okay, yeah, that's so my 2 big things. The movie, the stakes are ridiculously low because you're at SeaWorld. No one is stuck in a situation with this shark.
Yep.
The logistics, it puts too many logistics in your head to watch a fucking movie.
Yeah.
But it's connected via gates and channels to an ocean lagoon.
Yep.
It's in Central Florida. It's not like on the coast, but whatever. And
yep.
So is it a problem that there's marine life there that they didn't foresee possible, which would be weird? Yep. And also, what if everyone just got out of the water and then they just waited for the shark to leave?
Yep. Like,
they're acting like
or
that's
like
not
you said,
option.
like just bring in some kind of animal control or like local like aquarium, you know, like some like there surely is something like that could deal with this.
Most of their attractions are in enclosed tanks that aren't connected to this central thing, except the movie goes out of its way to be like, no, the dolphins are connected to this central thing. And it's like, just don't have it be that.
Like, wouldn't you be afraid of the dolphins getting out? Like,
right.
They show the dolphins jump higher. That's the other thing. Like, there's this little fence that can be cleared. And they show the dolphins jumping high enough to clear that fence constantly. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, movie's an absolute logistical nightmare. And it makes... If again, I'm mad at the movie only for forcing me to ask these semantics questions, which get in the way of my enjoyment of a kitschy schlock. I think the Rotten Tomatoes consensus refers to as a cheese-soaked thriller with no reason to exist.
Yep. That's all that's fair.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, like, why would SeaWorld want this film to exist either? Because again, it insists that you will die because of the negligence of SeaWorld, not because of an act of God, but because they can't handle marine life. They can't stop it from killing you.
Yeah, it's like, is this like, I know Super Size Me and McDonald's didn't want Super Size Me to come out necessarily, but like the constant joke is like everyone who finishes Super Size Me just wants to go and eat McDonald's because it's just all that's on screen the whole time. Like, I wonder if it was something like that where they're like, oh, well, we know like people will be smart enough to be like, well, there's not going to be a giant shark at SeaWorld, so we should go to SeaWorld. But like, no, you'd think that they wouldn't. Maybe they signed off on it, had no recourse to stop it. I don't know.
Yeah. So it feels, this isn't true, but it feels like there's some stuff left over from the original concept for Jaws 3, which was Jaws 3 People Zero, a National Lampoon Brain Trust penned sequel parody of Jaws that I think like John Hughes was involved. That never really made it anywhere past scripting. But you mentioned like the the slow motion reactions to the slowest shark in the world coming at them in a room that I think they can walk out of. And there's tunnels, but they have control of the tunnels. They can just leave. And they chose to go to that room. They could have just stayed on the shore, whatever. And then the sequence when they discover there's a Jaws, when they realize they're in a Jaws movie, and everybody has to run around, and it is also like an Austin Powers level comedy sequence of like Mike, Dennis Quaid's character, trying to efficiently move throughout SeaWorld and being thwarted at every turn.
Yes.
And like getting on a golf cart, driving it for 5 seconds and completely flipping it over, then having to go on foot the rest of the way. It's like I think you could have just ran the whole time. It would have been faster. It's
that
really
sequence
strange.
is probably still the best one, like in the movie, like for not for like good reasons, but just for like there's just so much dumb stuff happening that whole time.
It also culminates in like one of the very few times that you see a fin chasing people on the water, where you're like, oh, we've set up that there's a bunch of water skiers, and there's a lot of water skiers, to be fair, but you don't really see a shark pursuing people that often. Another argument for like, it's just a big shark, put it back in the ocean.
Yeah. It's supposed
have
to be
people watch the other shows, just don't open that lagoon part for a couple days until it leaves.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do I know? I'm not the Anheuser-Busch Corporation.
One of the only
SeaWorld before that. I know it's pre Anheuser-Busch. My bad.
One of the only like negative thing, or like the worst crime like the Jaws does in this whole entire movie is probably bite Leah Thompson on the leg, which just for some reason makes her gone the rest of the movie.
It's out of there. Her film debut, I think.
Maybe I would assume like Back to the Future's what, like 2 years after this,
something like that. So yeah, ostensibly, I mean, you mentioned it early, but I guess worth mentioning that the movie stars Roy Scheider's son, quote unquote, Mike, and his brother Sean, who were a big part of the first two movies. These gentlemen have no connection to those characters, really. Yep. I feel like they don't make they make a lot of it, but I feel like the movie sort of laughs off that Sean's afraid of the water. Yeah. But it's like he's been in multiple Jaws situations. Like he should be afraid of the water.
Yeah, if you were in a Jaws situation, you'd be afraid of the water. That's just like done dusted. It is kind of funny that like Leah like I get the first time they do it because like Leah Thompson kind of like gets him out into the water, like make out with him or something, and I was like, at that point I was anticipating a Jaws attack because like I hadn't seen the movie and I didn't know that there wasn't going to be one.
You thought you were watching a Jaws movie, not a SeaWorld commercial.
Exactly.
For the first hour until Jaws shows up.
Until it shows up. It just like I was saying to Brie, I was like, can you imagine like you're just like, no, my only thing is like, please don't bring me in the water. You know, like I have one fear and it's don't bring me in the water. And 80s Leah Thompson is just like, no, I'm gonna force you to go in the water to appease my own desire, desirability. Like I need to know that you're this committed that you will just like, and then you're dying. Then the shark actually attacks, and your last words are like, "I knew it. I knew the water was bad."
Yep, I knew it. That's
But
it's tough too because it's like, so Chief Brody in the first movie, he's afraid of water, but why is he here? Oh, and he's got like this unspoken of dark past. He's got scars that there's in the USS Indianapolis scene where they're comparing scars. You see he goes to show something on his chest and then thinks better of it. And he used to be this cop in New York. He's got all this baggage. He just goes out and confronts his fears of the water, and it's this like psychological thing happening. Mm-hmm. But he has to. He's the chief of police for this small community that is on an island. He has to do that. You're in Florida. Just go somewhere else.
There's plenty of theme parks. Yeah,
Yeah, like sure, beach is a big deal, no doubt,
Yep.
but he doesn't have to go in the water. He's just hanging out.
Yeah, no. The only reason he has to go in the water is because '80s Leah Thompson's throwing fastballs at him, and he's got to
I mean,
just.
she is throughout the course of that scene. I guess I'm just thinking of like ways that this movie would just go one to one to like parody movies.
Mhm,
The scene in Scary Movie 3, speaking of another 3,
mhm.
where there's a cop talking to Charlie Sheen, and every time it cuts back to her, her hat gets bigger.
Yep.
I think that happened to Leah Thompson's hair throughout the course of that scene
Yeah,
as
no,
she's getting in the water. It's
there's
very
no
80s.
continuity. I didn't even know it was her for like
No,
two,
she's
like
80% hair when
yeah.
she's in the water. It's yeah.
But yeah, no, it is funny, and it goes into the second time that he gets in the water, which is the bumper boats. Like some reason, so Leah Thompson's she's like a ski like performer, but
She's a
yeah,
water
water
skier.
skier, yeah, water
Yeah.
ski performer, like in the water ski show, which like they have a throwaway line for it, but it's like so part of the whole lagoon disaster portion of this of the show, like the end of Act Two, I guess, is that the water skiers are out like in the lagoon when they discover it's a Jaws movie and it's a bad scene, but because they don't want Leah Thompson there, they want her with like the main character's brother. She just has like a one liner like, oh, someone else is doing the pyramid for me, don't worry about it. It's like, why are you at work today? You know, like why did you just like I would assume they would just your coverage shouldn't happen like at the thing. This is the one thing you do. You have a SeaWorld show, like you do the flips. Like maybe I would understand like if you're like, oh, I'm sick or I'm injured, we need to hire out, like a contractor to do my bit. It just feels weird. um
Yeah, there's only like 8 people that work at SeaWorld, and 9 of them are skiers.
yeah,
And yeah,
but
the movie does make the argument that if you're in this if you live near SeaWorld, you are at SeaWorld
90% of the time.
open to close.
Yeah. If you're not working at SeaWorld, you're visiting SeaWorld. Um,
You're
but
trying to
yeah,
kill Sean Brody
yep,
in your circa 1983 Florida man
yep.
coming in on the bumper boat.
So I combed the IMDb. This guy was not in any other scenes in the movie, right? He was only
Yeah.
in the bumper boats. I don't
But
think
he has a line, so he got paid.
he has a line. He got paid. Uh, I can't. So he's definitely not like written as like bumper boat guy, so like he's surely just like one of these rando, like there's a bunch of people in this in the cast that are just named for no reason. Like there's someone just named Randy. I don't remember there being a Randy. He might be Randy. He looks like a Randy.
At one point,
uh
they start talking about the guy that died, like he was everyone's best friend, and I'm like, I don't remember this character. His name was like, and they start going like, because that lady comes and she's like, "You keep him. I'm
yeah.
tired of him bumming around and two-timing me." And then she shows his passport. It's like a 45-year-old man. Like, why
Yeah.
are they hanging out with this guy? And his name's like Lorenzo Jones or something. Sorry.
But yeah,
Continue.
no, that's funny because they like that scene too because they linger on the wife or girlfriend like for way too long, and she delivers like the flattest line where she's like, "I didn't want anything to happen to him. I don't want anything to happen to him." And I'm like, "You really? You had 2 takes at that line. You messed them both up." And the director was like, "Cool, cut it, print."
Yeah, keep them both. The audience can pick which one to remember.
Yeah. But yeah, so that this guy in the bumper boat's a hero. If you guys don't see any other part of this movie, well, I would say the glass scene's probably better, but watch this scene where they're in the bumper boats, and like I'm gonna be honest, I think I watched this 4 or 5 times. I don't know what they're talking about. They're just talking about dumb, like probably like, oh, it's the water, it's fine. Look, we're having
Yeah,
fun.
Sean's talking
Yeah.
about how he doesn't want to be on the
Yeah.
water.
And in the background, there's this dude that's got it is the most 80s tourist dad you've ever seen. He's probably like he's built like an O lineman. He's got or like an old like an old lineman that kept the pounds on. He's got a huge trucker hat on that's got a giant white pin on it because the 80s in Florida, and short like cargo shorts. And at first he's just distracting because he's just a large, very, colorful looking human. And he's in the bumper boats by himself. He's kind of doing like spin tricks almost. Like he's been doing these bumper boats all day. Like he's got these things locked down.
Barreling the camera the whole time.
He's just
He is locked in on the camera.
When I first saw him, I was like, "This guy is ridiculous." And then my thought process, it's like a 10 or 15-second scene. The first few seconds, you're like, "Hey, look at that guy in the background," and then you're like, "Oh man, this guy is like this. This guy probably got thrown off set. He's mugging so hard." And then Ben just posted a picture in the Discord.
Yeah, you could see like 8 different shots of this guy in different parts of the lagoon, but always like staring directly at the camera and the main characters.
And then he does like a cool little back trick where you start he flips around and just starts going right towards him, and the whole time mugging the camera, and then he hits them with the bumper boat and says, "What, like gotcha, lovebirds?" It's like something like that. So he gets paid. Good for him. But like, I don't think I've ever seen a 15-second sequence in a movie that I've just slowly realized that somebody isn't just like a weird background person, but is an actual actor that's getting paid doing a task. Like
one of my other favorite guys in the movie. I just posted the picture of him too.
Yeah, the Expos hat guy. I knew that. So that guy I know. That guy I know because he's credited as Beer Belly on the Beach. So I mean,
Greg says SeaWorld is the real monster here, and that's true. That is also the argument of this film that seems to have been paid for by SeaWorld. That guy in the background, he is his approach to eventually knock into their bumper boat is the most effective tension build in the entire film.
Yeah, 100%. I was going to say it's the only good, well shot scene in the whole movie.
And the whole background, it's actually effective when you know more than the characters. You're like, that guy's back there and he's coming for you guys. You got to get out of the water. It's the only time I feel like that in the movie.
Yeah, they do a POV scene from that guy's perspective later, where the shark's loose in the lagoon, and it tricks, quote unquote, tricks the viewers into thinking like, "Oh, maybe this is the shark," but like it doesn't really make sense because it's above water. But yeah, like then it just cuts to a wide shot of this dude just absolutely trucks or like hit sticking these people into the water who are standing for some reason. I don't remember why they were standing, but just absolutely drills them.
Yeah. And for some reason, the robots are trying to keep this a secret, because if you Google Jaws 3 bumper boats guy, the AI overview says in Jaws 3, there isn't a bumper boats guy.
I see.
It says, no, the film features a shark. There is no bumper boats guy.
Wait until Craig
we're not quite there yet with AI, I don't think. Yeah. Sorry, Craig and Craig.
Wait until Craig and Giark just like you're gonna go back and listen to this. This part's just gonna be redacted. It's gonna be like there's no bumper boats guy.
Why are they trying to keep him a secret?
But yeah, if anyone knows which person, I've looked at the IMDb, like I don't see anyone that like it makes sense. Like Tourist Dad was the only thing I could think, like because he does kind of have Tourist Dad vibes, but like I assume that's one of the people that's in the tunnel. Real shame. AI
real shame. Google AI also says there are no bumper boats featured in the movie.
That's a tough break.
Cool. That's a tough break, Google. I don't know about that, Gemini.
Yep. Looking at some. But yeah, no, those two guys are probably the two best guys in the movie. The bumper boats guy, like right into the Expos bucket hat. Like how much? If you could find that Expos bucket hat online right now, like that'd have to be like $200. Like,
that's a good hat.
Yeah, like. I might try to sit like that's the real thing. We can see if there's an Expos bucket hat available.
Yeah, that's the real thing. I agree. Okay, I feel like I gotta go eat dinner. So with that in mind, we didn't talk about the British guy really at all. What was his deal? He was sort of like a prize fishing guy. The implication being like, oh, he kind of sucks. He's actually just staging fish fights. He fights fish on TV. and it looks spectacular, and he's famous. He's like Jacques Cousteau, but for murder.
Yeah.
And he's also kind of, he has an arc, but then he dies. But then he's also in the last scene because, like, even though the shark's eaten other people since it's eaten him, he's still towards the front of his mouth.
Like,
I don't know, man. That's
he-
it. Those are the outstanding questions I have about that guy. What was his deal? What was his function in the story? I guess
Why
that
was
is
he
a bigger point I meant to make. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, you're fine, and like I'm not on camera, so you can't see me. But he is emotionally charged at the end with no payoff. You know, like there's a lot. I mean, I know I aforementioned the Lou Gossett Jr. Like the window breaks,
Yeah,
and the water rushes in, and like there's 5 people in this room, and 2 of them are like immediately like grab scuba gear and put it on somehow while being underwater and disheveled, assumedly, but good for them. Lou Gossett Jr. grabs the woman who's like working in the control room, and then there's another guy in the control room that just gets murked for no reason. Just like, and doesn't even try to swim out of the way. Like that was the thing that was killing me. They have a scene where he gets bit and he's just treading water. Like he doesn't have air. Why is he just treading water? Like at the very least he should be trying to get away. Like at the very least he should be trying to swim. Like even if you do a thing where he tries to swim out of the window, you know what I mean? Like and the shark just goes and grabs him real quick. Like we get it. But I don't know. Vaz also wanted us to mention Dennis Quaid. I feel bad because when he said that, I didn't realize it was the scene that he had talked about. I had seen that scene already.
Yeah.
But it was I guess that no one listening to this has any context of that. But Vaz was supposed to watch this episode. He said to talk about the scene. I said I hadn't seen it, even though I said my favorite scene was a scene that happens like 5 minutes after that scene.
Yes.
But yeah, it's the aforementioned guy who died at the beginning, who like is everybody's best friend, this 40-year-old man. His body. Oh, and that's also kind of funny because his body's found by the people in the tunnel, because it like floats in front of the glass, and then they have a montage of like a bunch of like high school students in there screaming because they're seeing a horrifically maimed dead body, which makes sense. But then like the last few frames are a girl whose like head is pressed against the glass screaming like someone's forcing her head on the glass. It's
they
like
show there's a quick insert shot of like someone gets jostled, and then their hand goes into her back and pushes her against the glass.
Oh, okay, I did miss that.
But why?
Yeah.
Why do they keep her there? Why don't they let her go?
I actually feel slightly better. I only watched that once. I didn't go back and watch, but it makes a little more sense that they at least tried to hand wave why her face was right next to a dead body's head, so she could scream into a shot that had both of them in there.
It was great.
But yeah, Dennis Quaid sees his buddy's face, which is very, it's, I mean, obviously it's a prop, pretty decent prop, not the Thing level, like prop, but still a pretty decent prop, and it's got like stuff moving in it, which like I know if Brie were on this podcast right now, she would say dead bodies in the water are gross. Dead bodies in the water are disgusting. It's one of the worst parts of like investigative, like you have to go look at this completely horrendous like waterlogged body. And Dennis Quaid sees this, and his decision is like obviously the cue for him or his character is like, oh, you're both disgusted by how horrible this maimed body is, and also that it's your friend. And he kind of does like a fake puke in your mouth thing and like turns around and gets like overly upset and mad. And then the other SeaWorld, like his girlfriend SeaWorld employee tries to look at the body, and him and like local police stop her to be like, no, you can't, a woman can't look at this body. And she has to like proudly hands up declare, if it's a shark attack body, I've seen it before. And they're both like, oh, I guess that makes sense. And then she pulls up the curtain and essentially does a Trolls 2 without the oh my god level, like, ah. And then, because the implication being that she realizes there's a giant shark, but she doesn't say it. Like all she has to do in that moment is just scream, "A shark like bigger than this has to happen," like. But instead, we just get ah.
Yeah, people react weird to that body. It's like you said, Brie would probably defend their reactions, I guess, but maybe I don't like it. Yeah, it definitely that changes a guy, I guess.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I think one of the things, one of like the big things, I guess I didn't mention about the movie, we didn't really talk about that much, is that like, okay, so talking about Jaws 1, obviously the mayor prioritizing economics, but eventually like a kid dies and he's like, my son was in the water too, and he changes tone or whatever. It's like this economics versus what's right kind of thing going on. That's sort of in this movie too, except it's hard to tell. It's like everyone's on the side of economics. And everyone like there's a decision point early in the movie where the guy who's coded as shitty is like, I ought to kill that shark in a fun way for the TV. And then the lady, and you know she's the good one because she's the lady, and she's like, no, we should capture that shark and never let it leave and go back to its family. And that's the only choices. They're not ever like, let's open the gate and let it return to the ocean.
No.
She's like, no one in the entire world has ever kept a shark alive in captivity. My 3 friends and I probably have got the best shot at it. Let's do that.
Yep.
And when we capture it, my thinking is pitch black.
Yep.
Pitch black, no spotters. Wait until it's really dark, and then we try and capture that great white shark.
Yeah, nailed it. And hey, the plan works until the baby shark dies.
Yeah. There's like a bunch of stuff happening where it's like it's not clear to me who the movie thinks is in the right and who thinks is doing this for the wrong reasons.
I think the dolphins are the protagonists.
I guess the dolphins are the protagonist. Yeah. Well, with that in mind, on a scale of 0.5 to 5 on any scale of your choosing aside from stars, what would you give Jaws 3/Jaws 3D?
I don't 1.5. Oh, I didn't think of a thing before I started talking. 1.5 shark's mothers out of 5.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna do.
Oh no, stole it.
I was trying to think of the exact quote to like, and then make it like a really tortured version of like shark's mothers that we're talking about.
Yeah. You talk about a shark's mother? It's like something like that.
Yeah, we talk about a shark's mother. It's like, yeah, it's an animal. What's the problem? Sometimes they have families. I know no one thought of that, but you guys all work with animal life every day, but whatever. I guess I have to go 1.5 Spanish galleons.
Fair. Oh, you know, I could have picked what the name of the skeleton. Like they had a nickname for the skeleton.
Oscar.
Like,
yeah.
And then they really lingered on it for a while, and I have to assume it's because the hand's like outstretched. I assume they 3D the hand, but I don't know. There's a big fish behind it.
There's a lot of lingering. Oh, I guess this one's 3D shots that you just kind of have to wait for them to end. When
there's a
in 2025.
There's a mist level asset like just floating through like that submersible. Like they're just, and then the dolphins jump out, and Dennis Quaid just extremely flatly says, "Damn dolphins!" like he's reading, like you could hear the script he's reading off of. But anyway, bad movie. So worth watching clips on YouTube. Watch the bumper boat scene or like the lagoon scene. I think there's an extended clip of the lagoon scene online. Watch that just for the bumper boats guy and the exposat guy. And watch the glass scene. And that's probably all you need, right? Like, I don't think there's anything else in this movie that's worth. Leah Thompson, I guess. Like, I don't know. If you're attracted to Dennis Quaid, like
if that does it for you,
just watch Jack Quaid and stuff. It's better. He's a better person.
Yeah. Well, this is 2 Dennis Quaid movies in a row for you.
True. Yeah.
So
because Subsistence didn't make it, but to the final. But
July. Oh, that's still coming. That'll be out. That'll be out. That's coming. July, maybe we do baseball movies. We can do Rookie. What else can we do for Quaid to keep it going?
If you do baseball movies and make me do Rookie, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like,
also, we got to go because it is draft day. NBA draft, but still counts. NBA but I know that's Kevin Costner, but they're the same guy.
Too. They are very similar. They probably took a lot of their own roles. But yeah, I mean, I'm down for baseball movies. Just don't make me watch The Rookie.
Okay.
I did just
We'll
rewatch
see.
Major League One. It everything's great besides the weird stalker plot that they give to what's his face? I can't think of his name. Jake is the character's name. Like that, just cut that whole thing. 20 minutes out of the movie. Don't need it.
Yeah. Oh, so the question this month we came up with was in a Jaws scenario, what character would you be? Not like who you want to be, who in this movie most represents the way you would react to a Jaws scenario?
Oh, it's a great one because I don't think I'm any of them. I'd like to think I'm the bumper boats guy.
I was gonna say it's obviously the bumper boats guy.
I unfortunately like Rolodex the main cast for a while, and I was like, I'm not any of those people. And then I'm like, you know what I'd love to do at SeaWorld is just bumper boats a bunch of people.
Yeah. I'm probably closest to Sean, just because like I'm always
Terrified
of the mind of like, and I'm not necessarily terrified of the water, but like I'm always of a mind of it's like it's really easy to avoid sharks.
Yep.
Don't go in the ocean.
Don't go in the ocean. Your dad's a famous sea captain. We all know this.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, I guess he's not a captain.
He's from Mass. Yeah. Well, my dad lives in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So counts.
I've never seen your dad and Roy Scheider in the same place. So
very few have. Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's the bumper boats guy for both of us this time.
Hey, bumper boats guys.
Or I'm the beer belly dad on the beach. I love that. Like the actor goes to like fake, like he's going to punch the guy, but then the guy punches him.
Yep.
But it's so poorly choreographed that the guy like does his half a fake punch. He does like a Brady Tuck rule punch at the guy. And then he stands there for like 3 seconds until the guy punches him. And it's like, let's tighten it up, guys. Come on. Take 2. Just try it again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm surprised you didn't go with the silver bullets. You're aboard silver bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they high five and yell like, maybe. This is cool. They have some one liner that they do a backflip.
This is cool.
It was actually awesome for them. That's it was lame as hell. But
the helicopters. Yep, there they go. They're spinning,
guys. I promise you, 12 minutes of gold. The only thing in this movie worth a damn.
All right. Anyway, thanks for being on this episode, Sam.
Thanks for having me. I hope you enjoy your food.
I will. You can find our stuff on Linktree, linktr.ee/late the movies. See you next time for Jaws 4: The Revenge. This time it's personal.
Oh, that is a better tagline.
It is a better tagline. See ya.
Adios.